The rhythms in West Side Story are constantly changing, pushing the story inexorably forward at a relentless pace. Listen to the percussive piano in the prologue as the two gangs start fighting with each other, or the explosive march of the Tonight chorus, or the rhythmic back and forth of the dance at the gym. Cool, jazzy rhythms interrupted by sharp, syncopated Latin melodies.
West Side Story breaks all the rules in every way, but especially musically, and that's what interests me. It was very hard to cast because not too many people can sing in 7 and 5 and all these cross rhythms and everything. And then to have an orchestra too in the pit that's so versatile that they can play big band jazz, really, or hard swinging tunes, and then play a beautiful melodic symphonic approach. It's almost as though the action starts, has been going on, and you just sort of walk into the action and you're drawn in, and it's a train that's going and going. It's an action-packed show. And Bernstein creates that by constantly changing up the rhythm. As soon as you feel comfortable, he throws in a 3/8 bar. Now, what does that mean, really? It just means that you're uncomfortable. Again, you're thrown off. It would be trying to dance and then there's an extra beat and you can't figure out, am I supposed to be on my right foot? Wait, I'm on my left again. What happened? When they're expressing their love and their devotion to each other, that feels perhaps the only comfortable moment. But then immediately he throws in some sort of accent or some syncopation to, again, give us this landscape of restlessness and the urges, I think, that young people feel as well.
Bernstein uses the music to reflect and reinforce some of the most poignant themes of the show. The innocence and hope of tonight, in its slightly uneasy yet excited rhythms and beautiful harmonies. The intolerance and tragedy of A Boy Like That with its violent opening and operatic ending. Or the absurdity and angst of youth in the circus-like music of G. Officer Krupke.
There's a tune called G. Officer Krupke. It's sort of a vaudevillian, it's kind of goofy in a way, but the words and the lyrics are anything but goofy. It's all about being oppressed and feeling brutalized and all these issues that are so current in our news today and in my city of Baltimore, that these are important issues. But the way Bernstein sort of couches them in this parody, I think makes it even more poignant. He also does that when he writes the tune America. It's very light, happy, you call it, in the old days we call it a gay tune, it's just very, it's from the American musical theater, but this is a tune talking about not belonging. In 2 bars, he captures the idea of not belonging because he sets you up first for a tune in da 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 in 6/8 time, and then the next bar he goes into 3. Ya da 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 dee da 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 dee da da. The frivolous quality of the tune really belies what the lyrics are saying. You can't live in America unless you're white. You can't get a job here unless, it's talking about some really, really serious issues that are still huge issues today.
Perhaps one of the most interesting elements is the way Bernstein combines so many different influences to create a musical melting pot. Its influences include classical, American big band, bebop, vaudeville, opera, and of course, Latin music.
He has all this Latin percussion in the orchestra. He has guitar. So sometimes you get that Spanish feeling. As soon as you hear a guitar, that's what you think of immediately. He wants us to associate them with certain ethnicities. When you hear those blaring trumpets, you think American. because that's what American jazz is all about. When you hear the drum set, you know, you immediately think American. But when you hear the maracas and when you hear the güiro, immediately you think, you know, sort of south of the border. And Bernstein's able to do that and then integrate them all in, it never sounds derivative. He is truly the musical American melting pot himself. Using music as a vehicle to connect people and to communicate and to create a better society was not something I had thought about that much until I met Leonard Bernstein. And the joy of music, but really the joy of connecting through great art, and that great art is for everybody.